Do you remember how hard it was to resist peer pressure when you were growing up? Well, that never goes away completely because at any stage of life, you're going to find that there are people who are going to want to influence you to make choices that aren't all that healthy for your life. Sometimes they're going to act like they're doing you a favor because they want you to enjoy life and enjoy these momentary pleasures. But if you have made decisions for a healthier lifestyle, both physically and emotionally, then this video is going to help you to stay firm on these decisions. If you're new here, I'm Betty, and this channel is all about living life as fully as we can. Now, it's so important to stick to your decisions that you've made for your health because it's your mind and it's your body, and you're the one that's going to have to take care of them because nobody else can. And if you give in to the pressure of what other people want you to do, then that's going to weaken the habits they're trying to form. But if you can stand strong against that and stick with what you have decided to do, then it's going to strengthen those habits and they'll stay with you for the rest of your life. And not only that, but in the long run, you could be an example for somebody else that wants to change their lifestyle and be healthier and wants to live a more full life. So stick with those habits because it could have a big influence on other people too. Now, these choices come in different areas. It might be just physically your choices of your food, what you want to eat, and the fact that you don't want to eat certain things because you find that they don't help you to be healthy. But people may put pressure on you because you're not living life fully, you're not eating all this stuff that they want to eat. And some people want to live on fast food and sodas and potato chips. And if you've decided not to do that, then you are going to be pretty different. And you have to stand strong against that. Or it may be you're exercising. If you want to go to the gym, you might feel self-conscious about people looking at you and think that, oh, they're talking about you. I know I used to go to the gym and I used to think, oh, they're probably looking at that old lady over there that's trying to exercise. And you feel like they're staring at you or talking about you. But I want to tell you something. Really, nobody at the gym really cares about what you're doing or how you look, because they're all concentrating on sweating and getting tired and getting fit. And if you're doing the same thing, you're in good company. So you really don't have to worry about it. But it is easy to feel self-conscious about doing these things and be wondering what people are thinking. And also people's opinions just about the things that you do to your own body, whether you feel like coloring your hair, for example, because really hair color is not a very healthy choice. Somebody that wants to color their hair, that's fine. I'm not going to guilt anybody for that. But I have found out that there are some ingredients in hair color that can be dangerous for your body. Some ingredients that can cause a higher chance of cancer, and they can cause problems with metabolism. So I just stay away from that. It's not a real healthy choice. But if somebody wants to judge you because you don't color your hair, and they think, oh, but you've got to color your hair so you can look younger, which to me doesn't really matter. But people have these opinions, and sometimes it's kind of hard to deal with the pressure that people put on you because you're not doing things the way that they think you should do them. And this also has to do with your mental health. For example, if you're worrying about situations that you just can't change, about other people and their lives, and you're taking these burdens onto yourself, that is going to be a load on your mental health. And you don't need to take that on yourself. And you don't need to follow everybody else's opinions on how you should look, how you should dress. And for your age, I know I've seen a lot of things online that at a certain age, you're not supposed to wear these styles and you're supposed to wear those styles and these colors and prints, and you're supposed to act this way. And there's just certain things that at a certain age you don't do anymore. And taking on those expectations of other people is really not good for your mental health, because if you really want to do something, if you want to look a certain way, if you feel good about it, maybe you could ask some advice from somebody that you really trust if you want. But I think that if you have made choices for the things that you really believe are good for you, the way that you look, the way that you dress, if you want to wear makeup or not wear makeup, then other people's opinions really shouldn't pull you in another direction. And sometimes you may come up with people who make assumptions about you just because of your age. And you can even feel marginalized sometimes because people will assume that you don't know anything about technology. And so the conversation goes that way. They just leave you out because you're old, you don't know anything about that. Or it might be in times of a group making decisions about something, and they ignore your decisions or your opinions just because you're old and you're not up to date. And it does make you feel kind of marginalized. Or if there's activities going on and automatically people assume that, well, you're too old, you probably won't want to do that, or you're not in shape to be able to do that, if they want to go do extreme sports or something like that. That old lady's not going to want to go zip lining, but they make these assumptions not knowing that it's somewhat likely that you might want to do some of those things. You might want to engage in some of those things. And it's really too bad, but that does happen because people look at you, they see your age, and they think they know all about you. But in those situations, you need to be strong and realize that they are not defining who you are. And don't be timid about trying something new, doing something that may not correspond to your age. Take some courses at a university or learn something new or try a new activity. Take up something you've never done before, because it's never too late to grow and to learn and to move into new areas. So your mental health is important. Be strong in the things you know about yourself, because you're the only one that knows yourself besides God. And you've got to move into those areas and not be shy about it. Does it sound like I'm a bit of a rebel? Well, maybe a little bit, but I'm a nice rebel. But really, I am against things that would limit my life and keep it from being full and productive. And I'm opposed to mindsets that are bad for my emotional health and are going to limit my ability to develop relationships with the people around me. So think about these things and let me know in the comments if there's other things that you've been thinking about. But in all of this, let's just remember that really we can be an example for other people. There's a lot of people who want to break out of the way that they've been living, and they're just looking for an example of somebody that's brave enough to do that. And you just might be that example for somebody else, of sticking to your decisions, of not going with the flow and not letting people influence you in a way that you really don't want to go. So let's be strong. Let's be that influence for somebody else. And maybe they'll have the strength to make some decisions to live a healthier and more full life. So thanks for watching this video, and I'll catch you in the next one.